Yeah, it's quite interesting how you talk about the difference between machine learning and conventional programming. But you are also someone who learned machine learning on his own. So, what do you think is the best approach to learning machine learning? Because there are a lot of people around the world now who are kind of getting into this field and they want to know like the best resources. There are also Coursera courses, and then people also to universities to study it more professionally. So, what is, according to you, is the best way to become good at machine learning?
Yeah, actually, I've seen recently several people, at least several posts around of people saying, okay, these are good steps in order for you to become a good data scientist. And often they list the same online courses in the very beginning. So when I started, I did several online courses. So I believe I did at least 7 or 8 online courses.
Hmm.
But I think the first piece of advice that I would get is, okay, for sure you have to study, but don't use studying as a as a means of procrastination as well. So
What
you're
do you
like,
mean by that?
yes. So like usually you are doing several online courses because you're not being brave enough in order to go out there and build something and build your first
Yeah.
model with no guidance and start working on a side project or something more real than the online course. The online course. So in the online course, there is someone there guiding you, explaining to you, okay, these are the steps. This is what you should do. This is the goal of this task. And this is not a real experience, and that's why people stick on that for so long because it's so comfortable. You have this feeling of that you are doing progress because you go there, you ship your assignment, and then you receive a good grade, and you think, yes, I'm learning, and that
Yeah.
feels good. But I believe if you really want to learn, I believe you have to go out there and build something. So I built a few things machine learning related. One of the things was in an internship that I was doing. It was a simple classifier. In short, it was only doing a linear regression to predict some variable. It was not everything. It's not anything complicated. But I had experience of, okay, this is a real task now. I have to get the data from for myself. I have to build the model by myself. I have to evaluate the model also by myself to know how good it is, how good it's not, how can I improve it. And this task was really meaningful. After that, there was a slightly more complicated task. So the goal of what we are trying to do, we were trying to do a proof of concept to a client. And in this proof of concept, so this client had several points of distribution of its products, and they wanted to know which and which products they should put on which point of distribution and how many of each product. So the output of the model in the end was, okay, what should be the quantities of all the products that we want to put on for all the selling spots. And
Okay.
building such a network was already, okay, how should I do it? I mean, what is the model that I should use it?
Yeah.
How should I pre-process the data? Should I use all the data? Should I do feature engineering? What features should I build? If if I'm doing a neural network, is it enough to just pre-process data without much feature engineering and just use my time trying to optimize the network itself? Or should I try to use, I don't know, maybe some random forest because these are usually models that have awesome results besides neural networks. So there is a lot of hype nowadays with neural networks, but you can do amazing things with more not straightforward, but other algorithms, tree
Yeah.
based maybe. So for example, as XGBoost or LightGBM, you can also achieve great things with them, but you have to do some more feature engineering on them. And what is the actual process of building something that there is no ground truth. There is no one telling you, okay, that's what you should build. And I think this is the process that you actually go through and you learn. And so if
So, so the best way to learn is to take a project and then, you know, uh, think of different ways according to you, or maybe then, if you're stuck, then Google the problems and try to get more ideas, but on your own instead of going through a structured course in Coursera, because I think it makes sense. I mean, the Coursera courses are really good for the starting, but then kind of you become satisfied with the certificate, the beautiful certificate that you get, and then you kind of don't do projects, and then you learn more if you try to do a project on your own. And
Yeah,
of course, you would get stuck a lot of times there, and it's a longer process definitely, but you definitely also learn a lot more there. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to take out the value of the online courses. I believe they are
yeah,
awesome.
they are
But
awesome. Yeah, definitely.
at some point, what we are always looking for, what we are always pursuing is independence. Independence on the field that we want to become good at. And you don't achieve independence by just doing online courses. You achieve independence by going out there and trying to build something, failing, improving it, and delivering it in the end. So maybe sometimes people have lack of ideas on what should I build then. And if you have lack of ideas, there's this website that I like, which is called Kaggle. So basically, there are some companies that go there, they place some data science and machine learning problems that they provide you with the data set, which is sometimes clean, sometimes it's not. And then they tell you what the task is, and you are free to do anything that you want. You are free to build your model there. And that's it. Go ahead. You have the test, you have the data, you can do anything that you want. What do you want to do?
Yeah,
And
Kaggle is a quite a good platform where you can take up any project that you want, and then approach it in your own way. So yeah,
yeah,
that's a good suggestion on how to actually approach it, machine learning if you're starting to learn. So yeah, Coursera courses, you can take the courses, or you can enroll in a university, but then at the same time you can take part in competitions like Kaggle, which are uh, probably giving you more hands-on experience and provide you, you know, more learning experience than a conventional way. So
yeah. I believe then if I may, the last piece of advice that I would give to someone starting to learn machine learning
yeah,
is machine learning is cool. It's really nice to get excited on it, but don't forget that in the end you want to build a system with it. You want to build a system that you ship your machine learning feature. So don't forget of studying basic software engineering things. Don't forget of studying like basic data structures, basic sorting algorithms, basic
yeah,
ways of writing good software and writing clean code and those sorts of things. They are as important as being well experienced in machine learning, and you should also take care of developing those skills.